I sometimes see pundits on videos on YouTube, but American pundits talking about the American nation, and some of them describe it as a Christian nation. You know, they really want it to be a Christian nation, or recognise it as a Christian nation. And I do wonder what America would be like if that became fact. You know, it just decided to become a theocracy. And you know, I guess it could, if it put it to the vote. More people would want that than would not want it, by the looks of it. But you know, judging by the way Christians behave on YouTube, it would be incredibly riven with discord and argument and probably all-out fighting, I'm guessing. Because it seems to me there's far more differences within Christian communities, not just in America but around the world, than there are between Christian and secular communities. You know, I don't know how many times I've heard people accuse one another, Christians, of not being real Christians. You know, so if you're going to build a theocracy, a Christian nation, then which of these Christianities is going to be the real one? And what do you do to those people who don't agree with you? You know, I think Christopher Hitchens, I think he said, I might be misquoting him here, but I think he was harking back to the development of the Constitution and the separation of church and state, which, you know, forms one of the foundations of that. And I think he says on there that that it was originally formulated not to keep apart the Christians and the Muslims, or the Christians and the atheists, but basically to keep apart the Congregationalists and the Presbyterians. Because it's at that level that discord takes place. The people who are a bit like us, but just are heretical in that certain way, and heresy must be punished. And I think that's the case, because I don't know how many times, as I say, I was watching a video by, I can't remember who it was by, or watching a video by somebody who was saying, oh yes, well those Westboro Baptist Church people are ridiculous, this is a Christian. But then he described what his activities were, and most of the Christians that I know, in real life and online, would think that was horrendous, you know, his activities. And would absolutely not want those to be made part of any kind of legal system. Would certainly not want to live in a state based on, I mean, who would want to live in a state based on the Westboro Baptist Church? Nobody, I don't think, apart from the Westboro Baptist Church. But everybody feels like that about their religion. Everybody feels like that about their brand of Christianity. No, a Christian nation would not be a one nation under God. It would be a dozen nations under a dozen different, or 100 different versions of God, with millions of different variations in that, and lots of accusations of blasphemy and not being real Christians, and heresy and apostasy and all the horrors that flow from that kind of thing. You know, religious wars. Most religious wars are not fought between religions, they're fought within religions. Between one group accusing another group of heresy. No, all Christians should really want to live in a secular state. It's the only way they can guarantee that their brand of Christianity will not lead to them being put up against a wall and shot or burned.